You've probably heard of the term technofeudalism. The idea that some tech companies are acting like digital overlords, owning the platforms we depend on and extracting value from us the way medieval lords once did from peasants. It sounds dramatic, but also quite accurate. The problem is that the truth is more unsettling than this. We are not just living in technofeudalism, it's worse. And it's already shaping how you live, how you work, and how you think. Economist Yanis Varoufakis helped popularize the term technofeudalism. He warned us that the largest companies in the digital economy were not just partaking in a market economy. They had become the market. But even this framework doesn't fully capture what's going on, because it still underestimates the depth of control these systems exert. To see why, we have to take a step back. Feudalism was a simple concept. A small elite owned the land. Everyone else depended on them to survive. You were economically trapped, socially fixed, and largely unfree. But even under feudalism, there was a boundary that power could not easily cross. Your inner life remained mostly yours. Lords controlled labor and land, not thought. Technofeudalism updates this structure for the digital age. Big tech companies don't own land, they own platforms. They control the spaces where we communicate, shop, work, socialize, and entertain ourselves. Your visibility and your relevance are now dependent on a system that you cannot meaningfully influence. And all of us are involved in this. Over 5 billion people use social media, spending close to 2.5 hours a day on it. Around 3 billion people shop online regularly. The average American pays for more than 8 digital subscriptions. And these numbers are continuously rising. Ads, purchases, subscriptions, data extraction. All of it funnels upward to a handful of companies that pay minimal taxes, consolidate power, and edge closer to monopoly-like control. So if we look at it like this, technofeudalism seems like a very good description of our current times. The weird thing is, this all feels oddly normal. The most effective systems of control don't feel oppressive. They feel convenient. No one forced you onto those platforms. You joined because they were useful, fun, and frictionless. They promised connection, personalization, efficiency, and entertainment. Unlike older forms of domination, this system does not rely primarily on fear. Instead, it relies on comfort, on small rewards, on habits formed slowly enough that resistance never feels urgent. And by the time the harm becomes visible, the platform already feels indispensable. This is why at times we might not feel trapped even though we are. And it starts to show why technofeudalism really isn't the right term for this. To understand why technofeudalism as a term doesn't go far enough, it helps to compare this system not just to feudalism, but to industrial capitalism. Industrial capitalism controlled people through wages, factories, schedules, and physical discipline. You sell your labor by the hour. But when the workday ended, when you clocked out, the system mostly let you go. Your attention, your emotions, your inner world, all of that was not monetized. Today's platforms do not clock out. They follow you home, into your evenings, into your bed, into moments of boredom, loneliness, and uncertainty. Power no longer stops at the factory gate. It extends into attention, emotion, and identity. Medieval lords controlled your labor. Today's digital lords control your attention. But attention is not just another resource, it is the gateway to your thinking. What you repeatedly attend your attention to shapes your habits, your beliefs, your desires, and eventually your identity. Modern platforms are not satisfied with just responding to you. Their profits depend on predicting you, on knowing what you will click, buy, watch, believe, and desire before you even know. Anything unpredictable becomes a problem to be smoothed out. Over time, the system does not change to what you prefer. It becomes the other way around. The system adapts you to its preferences. Your freedom slowly gives way to predictability. This is not speculation, and we have clear evidence that this causes real harm. For example, in 2019, Meta ran an internal research initiative called Project Mercury. Its purpose was to study the mental health effects of Facebook usage. The results were very clear. Increased usage caused measurable declines in well-being, including higher rates of anxiety and depression. This was not just correlation, this was a causal link. And instead of doing further research into what in Facebook was harming us, Meta shut down Project Mercury. Now, this is not just Meta, this is inherent in the structure. When user well-being conflicts with engagement metrics, engagement always wins. The system rewards whoever extracts the most attention for the longest time, regardless of the psychological cost. And we see similar dynamics emerging elsewhere. For example, studies increasingly suggest that frequent reliance on generative AI tools can reduce cognitive effort, linguistic skill, and neural engagement over time. We are outsourcing our ability to think for the sake of convenience, becoming dumber in the process. So, the crucial difference is that this system does not just take your time and money. It dulls your attention, it reduces your agency, it profits from distraction, emotional volatility and dependency. In the United States, people now spend an average of 5 hours and 16 minutes per day on their phones. That amounts to more than 4 waking months every single year. Roughly 1/3 of your conscious life is mediated by platforms that are only there to make money and retain your attention. So the fundamental difference is that this system does not only trap your body in the system, it does not only discipline your labor, this system colonizes your minds. That is why technofeudalism does not go far enough as a concept. It is about ownership but not about influence. It captures extraction but not prediction. It explains who controls the platforms but not how deeply they shape the people inside them. Resisting this system starts by acknowledging that your attention is important. Whatever grabs and keeps your attention is what shapes your identity. Therefore, reclaiming small parts of your attention is crucial. Go and spend moments without watching a damn short-form video when you have nothing to do. Be bored sometimes. That's when the interesting thoughts appear. Read a book and take some time for it. Build new friendships and spend meaningful time with your friends. You can even find a partner in the real world. Meaning did not come from feeds or algorithms in the past, and it does not have to do so now. The more time you spend living in the actual world, the weaker the grip of systems designed to profit from your distraction. And in an economy built on prediction and control, choosing where your attention goes may be one of the last forms of autonomy you still have. Thanks for watching. If you agree, disagree, or you have any other additions to this subject, please leave them in the comments. And if you want to like or share this with anybody, please feel free to do so.